Hey guys, good morning. Happy Monday. It's Daryl here. I'm running a little late today. I just got back from the gym. Happy Monday. Um, I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about in this video, and I'm glad I waited and I went to the gym. And once that blood gets pumping, I started doing some thinking, and this is what I want to talk about: the election and the impeachment. I started to give it some thought. Of course, there is what is right judicially through justice, but then there's the court of public opinion, and there's politics. And then I started looking at this like, what about if it was like a chess game? I started thinking about this. Okay, let's talk about the witnesses. The witnesses. Now, last week, the week before, the more I thought that, if the Republicans weren't going to allow witnesses, the more enraged and angry I got. That this is a miscarriage of justice. These people, all the evidence and witnesses should be allowed. But I'm starting to change my mind. The more I thought about it, the question here is, those 52 senators, are they going to continue to all be under Trump's thumb? That's the question. And I think they are. I think that they need 3 to tie, 4 to win an impeachment. All right. And I think the question is, is that possible? Will that happen? I think the chances are very low. I think Trump will maintain his power over these senators until after the impeachment. I believe that, especially after this heads on the pike. I've been wanting to talk about that in a video too. At first, I didn't talk about it because I wasn't sure that if it was true or if it was just talk. But it sounds like it did come down from McConnell and Trump that any senators that vote for impeachment, their heads will be on a pike. And it just goes along with the other video I made about Trump being a bully and these guys being terrorized. They will have no future, no career, no nothing. They will be screwed if they voted for impeachment. So, okay, picture this. If we fight and meaning the pro-impeachment, and get witnesses to be put up. Now, first of all, the 4 senators, the 4 Democratic senators that are presidential candidates will miss the caucus. That's a big minus right there. The Republican side might be able to call Biden Trump and Hunter Trump, and that'll just bog things up too. That'll distract from the whole case. So that's another minus. And I started thinking, I was like, if they call the witnesses and the impeachment is still thrown out, acquitted, what's that going to look like? That's going to look like, okay, that the Democrats tried as hard as they could and did not succeed, pushed through everything and failed. And plus, the senators will miss the caucus. In the end, I think it'll actually make it look like Trump was exonerated. But if we just say we let the Republicans kind of have their way and wrap this up in 2 weeks and not call any witnesses, what's that going to look like? Then when these senators, Bernie and Warren, go into the caucus and Trump's acquitted and everything, they can say, look at this travesty of justice. You know what it is? It's called losing the battle, but winning the war. I started thinking about this. They go into the caucus, and I believe in the court of public opinion, they'll have the moral high ground. They'll look at this. There's been 3 impeachments in U.S. history. This will be the first one that no witnesses were ever called. That right there tells you something, And if it's wrapped up in a couple of weeks, it will make my personal opinion, it'll make the Republicans look bad. It'll make Trump look bad. It'll look like a cover-up. And I don't like playing this game. It's a political game. In a perfect world, it'd be about justice and justice prevailing and witnesses and the right thing. But I don't know. I think when you're dealing with this in politics and the court of public opinion, you might have to consider these tactics like you're playing a chess game. So I started thinking, and then you add on to this Bolton's book. I do not think it's going to be beneficial for Trump. That'll come out next couple weeks. And I believe after Trump's hold on everybody is, he's only going to be able to maintain a grip for a hard grip for a certain amount of time. These Republican senators are gonna, I believe, if somebody kept me under their thumb for a while, I'd be wanting some payback. I'd be wanting some freedom. So I think a lot of the truth would come out after this is all wrapped up. Um, as the weeks and months go by after the Iowa caucuses, um, I think it would just look more and more of what it really is a cover up, and it was just a sham the Senate trial being just a sham, and just rush through, and more and more questions will be asked about this heads on pikes, and how can these 52 senators, every single one of them, have not not allowed witnesses, and I really believe that letting them win, so to speak, in this next couple of weeks, letting them push through. If that's what's probably going to happen anyway. So it's almost like whoever wins this impeachment is going to look a little corrupt, a little heavy-handed when it comes to politics. If they win and they push through and they just wash this thing out with no witnesses in 2 weeks, it's going to look like a cover-up. On the other hand, if the Democrats push and push and push and get witnesses, and then Biden, they call the Bidens, and it's drawn out, and there's still no impeachment, it's going to look like the Democrats played all their cards and Trump was really innocent. If they call all the witnesses and there's actually an impeachment, I think that would be true justice in a perfect world. But the more I thought about this, is there was a lot of people that are on the fence. If there was an actual impeachment and Trump was pulled out of office, I don't think they'd like it. I think they would see it as corruption or something, even though it'd be true justice. I think it would draw the ire of the public opinion. I don't think it would look good for the Democrats. If that's how you got to play this game, I mean, like I said, in a perfect world, it's about justice and him answering for these articles. But if you want to play it like a chess game, it might be advantageous to almost not concede, but if they just get their way and wrap this up in 2 weeks with no witnesses, I believe it would be advantageous to the Democrats come November. I do. The old adage, lose the battle but win the war. I think that's an idea. I hope it's I'm sure it's occurred to our Democrat senators and representatives too. I hope. All right, you guys have a good Monday.